Hi, I'm Megan with Pope Marketing and Events, and today we're trying our very first vlog. And first of all, shout out to the vloggers out there because this is nowhere near as easy as you make it look. In fact, this is our third time trying this, and just the first time we did a studio setup, and I ended up just staring at the camera awkwardly for about 45 minutes. Tried the perfect makeup, the perfect outfit, and just realized it's not natural, it's not me, it's not the transparency that I'm hoping that you will get from this. So we're bringing it to my living room, nothing fancy, just a soccer jersey and no makeup, and hopefully it's more the message that you'll get about this than you will my looks or anything like that. So we decided to start with this topic because it is a little lengthier, and to write it all out would mean a lot of reading time for you. And in today's busy world, we know how it is. You kind of need a little something faster, a little more manageable time-wise. So we are starting with the topic of singleness, which keeps coming up from friends to family. We're seeing it trending across social media and with different speakers. And we want to give a little real life look into what it is to be single, especially coming from someone who is 28 years old, female, living in the South. And if you do not know much about the southern region of the United States, the pressure is real to get married, especially young. Go ahead and start your families. Nothing wrong with that, of course, but everybody has their own timelines and has their own needs at different times in their lives, and God knows each one of them. And it's really cool to see how He uses us in our singleness. But the other side of that is our grandmothers love pressuring us when you're not married. So the questions are always, well, who are you dating? Is it serious? When are you getting married? And the other side of that is no matter what season you're in, someone's always going to pressure you, or you're going to start pressuring yourself to move on to that next season. So when you're single, it's, well, are you dating anyone? And then as soon as you're dating, it's marriage. And marriage, it's when you're going to have a kid. Well, as soon as you have that kid, it's when are you going to have the second kid? It never stops. So why don't we all just pause and enjoy exactly where we are? Not that we're not striving for excellence and not that we're becoming complacent, just that right where you are right now, God's using you. It doesn't have to be that you have to wait for marriage before He can use you, which I think is really cool. Granted, I am very grateful that God has shown me a glimpse of what it will be like to be married and the ministry that He wants to use in our marriage one day. But it's also amazing to see the people He's introducing me to now and the ways He wants me to love on people right where I am in my singleness in Bowling Springs, North Carolina. And I love it. I love the people that I get to meet and the ventures that He takes me on. And I know that sounds so basic sometimes to say, oh, the adventures, but it is true. And it doesn't mean that I have to go across the country or to other countries to adventure, but I get to right here in my own backyard. So, for example, I have been taking tap dance classes with my Golden Girls. And in fact, we had our recital about 2 weeks ago, and it was one of the most fun experiences I have ever had. And it has led to gaining an amazing beast of a pickleball partner. If you have not tried pickleball, I would recommend Googling it and finding the nearest place that you can try it out. And it has led to being a part of a soccer league where I am the only female and the only English speaker. And it has taken me outside of my comfort zone in a whole new way, but one that makes me appreciate a new culture and learn even more a new language, and to learn respect in ways that are different from my own culture, but at the same time shows me how we do relate in a lot of ways. I love it. I wouldn't have that time necessarily if I were married and with kids, and God's showing me how to leverage that to show His love more and more. It's also taking me outside of the state of North Carolina. So my goal for 2019 is that each month I will take a trip. It doesn't have to be extravagant. And in fact, my Financial Peace University budget will not allow for super extravagant, but it might be going across the border to South Carolina And so far, it's even included going to Costa Rica. And we'll see what other countries and places that God uses for the rest of 2019. But just to do that, I have that freedom. I have that will power to go for it. And more than anything, I've been blessed by God to have these many adventures and see what He does with them. Because not one have I come back from not seeing Him working more and more. So I am encouraging you that if you are single and out there, to go for it. Dream big with God. See where He wants to use you in your singleness right now, because it is such a gift, and it is a season that we will never gain back. A season of time and focus. In fact, Paul in 1 Corinthians 7 talks about that marriage is a distraction. Not that it's a bad thing, because God did design marriage. It's a parallel of how He loves us. But it's also a time that we're not completely devoted to Him, because we are wanting to please our husband or please our wife. Or if you have kids, you needed to take care of them and their needs. So right now, when God has your full attention, see what path He has for you in your life. What ministries does He want you to get involved in? How is He preparing you right now for marriage, for kids? Because it is amazing that once you tune into it, how much He does show you. It's also an amazing way to get plugged in with your friends and family. Again, this company is a startup. It takes up so much time, and I love it. I'm absolutely grateful for this company, because I didn't expect to have this until late 30s, early 40s maybe, and it was such a gift from God, because I've always prayed for a career that will allow me the flexibility that when I am married and I do have kids, that I'll be able to wake up, make breakfast, go to soccer matches, that kind of thing, and to know that He's entrusted me with it early in life, so that by the time those things do come along, I can have this more in a routine. It is amazing. Now, granted, I make my fair share of mistakes in this company, and that's not something I'm proud of, but I try to make those mistakes only once, because they're hard lessons. They really are. And right now, I can somewhat afford those lessons a little more, because my income isn't depended on by children who need that. And so I'm able to be a little more flexible, and it's a learning curve. And I will be completely honest with that as we keep going with these vlogs and blogs. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, because I will give an honest answer. Being an entrepreneur is a big part of being a millennial. That's something that really defines our age group. And sometimes, many times, you don't get the full aspect of, or I guess I should say perspective. You don't get the full perspective of what it really takes to start a company. It doesn't just happen like that. It takes a lot of hard knocks and a lot of hours of studying and figuring things out that you didn't know you could do until you were in the thick of it. And thank God He is right here with me, and He's providing, because there's no way I could do this without Him. But that's my goal in life. I don't want to live a life that makes sense without God. And I'm hoping that through these series, you'll be able to see just what I mean by that, and how amazing it looks. Even when it's hard, it's amazing. And I hope that you will continue to follow along, and that if you are out there in your season of singleness, or if you are married, or if you have kids, that you will keep coming back, because this isn't just for the singles. This isn't just for the entrepreneurs. This is for the everyday people out there who are trying to just better themselves, learn something new, kick up their health a little bit, exercise plans, nutrition. It's all in here. And I'm hoping that we can walk alongside each other in it, and encourage each other, and love God with our heart, soul, mind, strength, and love each other as ourselves. We're born to be a community, and my prayer is that we start to act like it more and more.